We live in an era flooded with knowledge, yet starved of understanding. What we lack isn't more information, it's more psychology, a deeper grasp of human nature. Because the greatest threat to humanity is not a natural disaster or external enemy, it's man himself. Have you ever stopped to wonder if you truly are who you believe yourself to be? That your thoughts, decisions, and desires may not even be yours? What if there's a silent force within you, ancient and hidden, steering your life in ways you barely comprehend? This isn't fiction. It's not conspiracy. It's psychology. And if you want to understand the invisible forces shaping your life, you need to know one name: Carl Gustav Jung. Are you tired of falling into the same traps, destroying relationships, or feeling inexplicably stuck when life appears perfect? Maybe it's not bad luck. Maybe it's your shadow, or archetypes, or the collective unconscious crying out to be heard. But what are these things? Why do they matter? Because ignoring them is like sleepwalking through a minefield. You'll suffer. You'll repeat patterns. And worst of all, you'll blame it on fate. Jung wasn't merely a psychologist. He was a soul mapper. He ventured into places most feared to tread, the darkest, most hidden layers of the human psyche. And what he uncovered has the power to transform the way you see yourself. This video isn't a biography. It's a mirror, a reflection of what you've been avoiding. But be warned, once you see it, there's no turning back. You'll start to notice things you've never seen before. You'll meet your monsters. And maybe, for the first time, you'll realize that your greatest enemy was never the world. It was the unexamined self. The good news? That enemy can become your greatest teacher. But only if you're ready. Carl Jung wasn't satisfied with curing symptoms or fitting people into a broken society. He wanted something deeper, to understand the soul. Born in 1875 in Switzerland, Jung was immersed in religion, silence, and mystery. Even as a child, he sensed that life held more than could be explained by logic alone. It's no surprise he became Freud's most brilliant student, and the only one bold enough to challenge him. Freud saw sexuality as the root of the psyche. Jung saw myths, symbols, forces older than history. While Freud looked back a few decades, Jung looked back thousands of years, and that difference tore them apart. Jung wasn't interested in just healing. He wanted wholeness. He believed the psyche was alive, full of tensions, light and dark, reason and emotion, masculine and feminine. And suffering wasn't an error. It was a summons to evolve. He didn't offer a way to erase flaws. He offered a way to integrate them, to bring what was hidden into the light. Because to Jung, the true danger wasn't pain, it was unconsciousness. And in today's world, a world that still numbs pain, avoids emotion, and flees discomfort, his insights matter more than ever. Jung predicted the psychological crisis of modern life, and he offered a way out, a map back to the self. One of his most powerful revelations, that buried deep within the psyche is a shared realm, the collective unconscious, a dark ocean beneath your conscious island. In it swim ancient patterns, symbols, and forces that influence your thoughts, dreams, and decisions. They aren't unique to you. They are universal, and they live inside everyone. The collective unconscious is not poetic theory. It is a living psychic reality. It explains why myths across cultures tell the same stories, why our dreams share the same symbols. These stories are not random. They are encoded truths, archetypes. And Jung showed us that these archetypes live in us all. When you fear abandonment, you activate a primal story. When you crave meaning, you are chasing an ancient script. To ignore the collective unconscious is to fight invisible enemies and lose. It shapes your life whether you believe in it or not. But what exactly lives there? What are these forces? Jung gave them names, archetypes, patterns of behavior, thought, and emotion that guide you unconsciously. And the most powerful, dangerous one of all? The shadow. Have you ever done something you couldn't explain? Lashed out, then wondered what came over you? Felt shame, jealousy, or rage, then buried it quickly? That's your shadow. Everything you deny, suppress, or disown, it lives there. And the more you ignore it, the more it controls you. Your shadow is the part you silenced to be loved. The child told to shut up. The teen who swallowed his truth. The adult who smiled through the pain. The more you pretend to be good, the more dangerous the shadow becomes, because you project it onto others. You judge, you explode, you sabotage. Until you confront it, your life is driven by a stranger. Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." But here's the twist. Your shadow isn't just destruction. It's energy, pure, raw power. If integrated, it becomes your strength. And that journey of facing your shadow, integrating your soul, and becoming whole is what Jung called individuation. Individuation isn't self-help fluff. It's a brutal, beautiful journey of transformation, of tearing off the mask, of confronting your lies, of letting parts of you die so your true self can be born. You are not just the image you project. You are light and dark, strength and fear, and only by embracing all of it can you be whole. Individuation happens in grief, in loss, in collapse. It is painful, but necessary. Most people never start this journey. They prefer comfort to courage. But those who walk it discover the truth. Freedom lies in facing yourself. The soul speaks in symbols, in dreams, in metaphors. And Jung knew how to listen. He taught us that dreams aren't nonsense. They are messages. When life goes off course, your unconscious sends symbols to restore balance. Why do you dream of falling when you feel out of control? Why do certain images keep returning? They aren't random. They are your soul trying to guide you. Each symbol has meaning. A house might reflect your inner self. A snake, transformation. A mirror, your shadow. Jung showed us how to decode this symbolic language, how to understand the messages buried in dreams. And dreams aren't the only messengers. Archetypes live in you too. Characters like the hero, the wise one, the mother, the trickster. They take over your psyche. They write your script. And unless you become aware, they live your life for you. People who rescue everyone but destroy themselves, they're trapped in the hero. Those who fear rejection and seek approval, they live as the wounded child. These forces are not evil, but unconscious, they enslave. Conscious, they empower. And in today's world, where we drown in distraction and ignore our inner world, Jung's work becomes a lifeline. We're told to be productive, to perform, to please, but inside, we feel lost. Jung foresaw this crisis, the collapse of identity, the rise of mental illness, the spiritual void. He knew that without soul, we suffer. And when the soul cries out, it doesn't want success. It wants meaning. So what now? How do you begin this journey? Start by being honest. Stop pretending. Stop numbing. Start asking real questions. Look at your dreams. Face your shadow. Name the archetypes guiding your actions. Because once you know, you can never go back. And maybe this video wasn't an accident. Maybe it was your soul nudging you. Maybe Jung was right, that there are no coincidences, just calls from the unconscious. So if something stirred in you today, speak it. Comment below. Share the idea that struck you hardest. Let this be the first step, the step toward healing, wholeness, and true self-discovery. Because the journey inward doesn't end here. It begins here. Click on the next video. Keep diving. Your soul is waiting. This is Stoic Trench, and your transformation starts now.